Hello, hello, hello. I hope you're good. I hope you're here. If you're not here, well, why not? But to be fair, it's only just told me that I'm online, so yeah, because, you know, stuff. So, hope you're all okay. Hi, Becca. How you doing? So, oh wow. Honestly, I thought you were asleep. Come on.
Hi.
You were almost asleep, weren't you? Yeah. You're going to come out and give me a cuddle then?
Dinosaur.
I know you're wearing a dinosaur t-shirt. I just want to put it on you, remember? Oh, you're all warm.
That's because I've been in my bed.
You've been in your bed. I honestly thought you were asleep. This is for you.
Hi, guys.
Hi, April.
Hi, April.
Say hi, Becca. Becca was the one that gave you kisses.
Hi, Becca.
Oh,
Here's the one all the way at the top.
that's Becca. She said hi and then she sent kisses.
Dragon kisses.
Ah, dragon kisses as well from April.
A kitty cat.
You are so heavy.
Everyone is tired today, Mum's
No, Mummy's knitting tonight, not journaling tonight.
Aww. Hi, everyone.
Right. Go on,
Everyone.
because you're going to get cold if you don't go and get back in bed because it's freezing in there. Go on.
Good night, guys.
That's it. Nighty night, baby. I love you.
Mum.
Go on
Good
then, off you
night,
go.
everyone.
Go on then.
Hi,
Say
everyone.
night.
Good night.
Thank you.
Good night, Mum.
Good night,
Hug and a
baby.
kiss.
Mwah. Oh, go on then, off you go.
Good night, guys.
Night, baby.
Good night.
So I thought, before I actually get on with the knitting, that you guys might want to see this new paper pad I bought today. It's lovely. Really, really, really nice. So I'm going to show this off, and then we'll get on with it. It does say Christmas on it, which I was a bit like, ugh. You know, I know he is so freaking cute. It is just like, even with a mama's base. So yeah, I bought this today and it is really, really nice. Look at these. And this is like mega, mega thick. They're all one-sided sheets, which is quite cool. But look at the colours. I was like, oh, I love it. Love you too, Betty. That's just plain, but there's like a very, very light sort of pattern on it. I don't know if that's coming up on the camera. Isn't that stunning? Gold stars. And then you get this little cut apart sheet, which would be great for, yeah, isn't it? I thought great for journaling cards and so. I mean, look at that. I'd love to take a photo like that. I reckon that was taken in Galloway Forest, because I've been to Galloway Forest and it looks like that. Although to be fair, it's probably taken somewhere in the States. But then there was a white version, and I don't know if you can see, but there's like a silhouette of a load of houses down here. More stars, because you know who doesn't love stars? Look, I mean, look at that. Isn't that just stunning? And then there's little. This makes my head go a bit ooh, but it's if I can just sort of like, it's like wee reindeer, and then little snowflake. You know, which I thought was quite cool. And then there was a white one, which I really, really like that as well. And then more galaxy style again. These are so nice. These are so nice. Lots and lots of the shinies. silver and gold. Well, gold and white in that one. Really like these. Some of these are really, really, really nice. Snow. But I mean, look at it. You know, I mean, where I live, we don't see the sky like that. I've seen the sky like that only on a couple of occasions, and it's usually been like in Scotland. There's a forest on the border of Scotland and England, and when you get deep in like, you need to go to Galloway Forest on the border. It looks like that, you know. And then like a couple of times when we've been in the States and we've been in the desert, it's like that because there's no light pollution. It's incredible. It's absolutely amazing, you know. Or if you can get like, I mean, here you can almost get that if you can get up on the downs and that. It's really, really good, but it's amazing. Yeah, I really liked this. This is like either side of the page. It's really hard for me to show you because I can't get it all in. But it's like gold snowflakes either side of the page, which I really like. Yeah, I liked that as well. And then there's a page with like little Christmas trees. These are little tiny Christmas trees. I don't know how well that's coming out on the camera. Then there was this cut apart page, which I really, really liked. So you get a couple of square tags, like a smaller tag, some round ones, you know, with Christmas sort of stuff on, and then tags along the bottom, which... And go, all I want for Christmas is you, this present is for. You've got two of those, and then it says, be bright and be merry, 'tis the season to be jolly. Across the top it's be bright, be merry, oh holy night, and you get two of those. Then you get sort of stars, more stars. That's got, it looks like a sort of meteor or a cloud or something on it. It's really cool. And I thought, you know, these, you could use these as postcards if you wanted to, you know. And that's it. I got that in the range, you guys, for like £4 something. I think it was. Hang on, I've got the receipt here. £4.79 for that. I couldn't believe it when I found it. I was like, is that under a fiver? Oh my god. Because sometimes you go in there and you find paper packs that are like 15 quid, and then other times you go in there and you can get like a paper pack for 3 quid. So I was like, sorry, I've just jogged my table. So yeah, £4.79 in the range. That was 24 sheets and 24 designs. Isn't it brill? Yeah. 230 GSM cardstock. I was like, I'm in love with that. Absolutely in love with that. So it'd be great because I've now got some Christmas papers for you know, like a Christmas junk journal or something, which is great. So dinner and spinning time. I'm drinking water like it's going out of fashion because I'm trying to stave off a withdrawal migraine because I've only had one glass of Coke today. I didn't show you guys this last time. I've had this for years. I thought you might like it. One of the kids got me that. I can't remember where from. But, yeah. So, that's how the socks are doing. They look really dinky. For people who don't knit, it's like, they're like, oh my god, that's not possibly not going to fit on your foot. It does. They stretch. Okay. That's the whole point of knitting socks. Hi, Mikey. Oh, cool. So yeah, that's what they look like. Liking how they're coming out. There's almost a definitive stripe on them, you know. So they came out a lot better than I was expecting them to. I really like how the rib came out as well, with like these darker black bits. So, yeah. So if you are knitting, how's it going? Does it look good? If you're not knitting, what are you doing? Chatty, chatty, chat, chat. Oh, I didn't post in Discord. I forgot it. You're settling and cutting. Oh, you're okay. Oh, I know what you mean about the sleep. You've had area managers and all that rubbish this week, haven't you? How did that all go? Right. So basically you had all the bosses. All the bosses came to see you. Scary, scary. 10 out of 10. Well, there you go, girl. There you go. See, that just goes to show how fabulous your store is, doesn't it? You got free dental. Nice one. Nice one. I know you did. You need to rest and recuperate now. Make you better. You've chipped your tooth on a lemon sherbet. How did you do that? I'm going to post that on online and see if we can get people up. I don't have my CraftLive photo on here. That sucks. Don't even know where it is, to be honest. Oh, my eyes are I'm tired. My eyes are so stingy. I remember when I was a kid, my mum broke her like her back tooth. I was very, very young at the time. She broke like her back tooth over Christmas as well on a Cornish pasty. Like it's like a meat pie to those in the States. I don't know if you have pasties. And she literally, like, they cooked it and she bit into it and she went, oh, my dad said, you know, what have you done? And she said, I think I've broken my tooth. And of course, you know, this is in the 70s. There was no such thing as an emergency dentist, you know. So she had to go all Christmas without a fucking with this broken tooth before she could get to see somebody. And it was awful. You broke a filling as well today. Oh no. That's not good. I didn't want to do that. Will this completely freak out if I try and do this? I'm trying to move a picture back over to myself. Ooh. Yay. Let's get it up on Tinternet. My phone's an asshole. So we've got a lot of sore mouths then. Is this what we're saying? That you're all sitting there feeling sorry for yourself because your gob's hurt? Let's just share that. Oh dear. Why doesn't Instagram automatically share when you do it like the long way round? Away, cable. I should tidy my desk. What's that say? Oh, lurker. For fuck's sake. I'm blind. You know when you're so tired that your eyeballs feel like a window cleaner has squeegeed over them? That's what mine feel like. It's really quiet in the front room. Matthew dozed off earlier on, and then he came down and rooted through the freezer. And it's gone really quiet. I hope he's not got food in the freezer because it'll be burning if he has. But I can't hear the TV. There's a good chance he's fallen asleep on the sofa. Yeah, take your contact lenses out. If you've got glasses, put glasses on instead. I don't know how you can do contact lenses. Things touching my eyes. Bad enough putting bloody eyeliner on, you know. You hate wearing your glasses. Fair enough. Hi, Rita. Oh. How you doing? Oh dear. How do you know that your dentist is sexy, Mikey? Do you ever see your dentist without the face covering then? Or is it the arms that, you know, or the hands or the voice, or have you actually seen your dentist's face? I had the same dentist when I was a kid for years and years and years. And I remember the first time I actually saw him without a mask covering his face. And I was like, oh my God, he has a moustache. And I don't know why, but the fact that he had a moustache completely threw me. I don't know what I expected him to look like, but it wasn't that. Yeah, Mikey's sexy dentist man. Yeah, I know. It's impossible to find a dentist where I live. Well, not one on the NHS anyway. Aren't that many left here now. They're all fucking private. You're actually seeing him, he works out, he got his hair fixed when he started balding. He told me it costs about as much as a large pool to get your hair plugs done. Yeah, I can quite well imagine. You should say to him that bald is sexy. Who's that? I'm dreadful. People post these things with faces and I'm like, I have no idea who that is. Who is it? Fenris. I have no idea who it is. Who's that? Kojak was sexy. Kojak was quite sexy. Yes, he was. Samuel L. Jackson, when he's got a bald head, he's sexy as, I think. Bald is sexy, but so is a man that takes care of himself, right? Yeah, but is that taking care of himself or is it vanity? Don't get upset, because I know, you've got a bit of a thing for your dentist, but I don't know, I always thought hair, well, I can't say that, can I, because I've had extensions done, but, Your husband isn't bald, but he is ginger. Yeah, well, you're just weird because you love a ginger. Oh dear. I still don't know who Fenris is. I'll have to look him up later. Is that who else do I like that's bald? Skinner from the X-Files. Oh, yeah, I'd so go there. Ginger's a whole other thing. You feel bad for ginger people because it's like the sun is their enemy. You played Phasmophobia together on Monday night. It's a brilliant game. What, this Monday just gone? But I thought you couldn't come online because you should have had date night. And you couldn't for whatever reason. Because you were cheating on her with this Fenris chappy. Yes, she did. Oh, okay. Elle's husband is Gingy. Oh, no, Ginger's alright, I suppose. A bit like everything else. Depends what you like, doesn't it? I can't criticise. I haven't even got a man. Especially if they're cats. Gingers are cute, especially if they're cats. Phasmophobia. That's not that weird thing Vic was playing the other week with the and oh, look at it good. Oh, Little Nightmares, that was it. Oh, is it? I wonder if that's the sort of game Alex would like. What console do you use, or are you a computer gamer? Because Alex is eyeing the PlayStation 5. You're a PC gamer. Yeah, Alex is a PlayStation gamer by heart. He's sitting avidly eyeing up the PS5. What consoles, or does he like them all? Because you usually tend to be one up to other, don't you? Quite split in my family. My older two boys are Xboxers. So it's Rob, actually, Callie's fiance. But Alex is a PlayStation. Although I think Matthew's got both. He has no loyalty. Floozy. You console whore, Adam. I saw, by the way, Becca, if you're still here, your burrito puppy photo of the chewer of coats. Yeah. In an effort to try and make it look cute. The burrito puppy, that is, not the coat. The coat's fucking done for. Did look cute though, wrapped up in the blankets like that. I have very small knitting sticks on my stitches. They're like perfect. Needles, honey. They're needles. I know they don't have eyes, but they are called needles or pins. Some people call them, don't they? Knitting pins. Yes, they are. They are 2.25 millimeters wide. I can never remember whether that's is that diameter. I can never remember. I don't know what that is in American gauges. I like to use, we use smaller needles for knitting socks than we do for most other garments because it makes quite a nice tight, durable fabric, which obviously you want when it's on your feetums. You can use, like for example, if I was going to make you socks, I would use probably thicker needles because, you know, where you're in a chair, I would use thicker needles and a thicker yarn to make warmer socks for you. Isn't it in socks easy? Yes, it is. Once you know the basics. Do you knit at all, Rita? Oh, hang on, there is photos incoming. If only she would be a burrito puppy now. The innocent Eggeron is tied to... Oh, look at that face! Look at her. That is like totally smushed. It's so sweet. And then, like, you know, the destroyer of coats. Look at the ears! Those are like... Her ears whistle when you go out in the wind, because that's just insane. Look at those ears. They are massive. Right. If you knit socks and your tension is good, yeah, then there is absolutely... if you knit and your tension is good, then there is absolutely no reason why you can't knit socks. Okay. The only thing you need to do is have a consistent tension, yeah, because you don't want loose stitches, otherwise your socks aren't going to last long. So I think she's bloody adorable, that little dog. I think they both are. You know, I mean, it's like she's asleep over there. Yeah, if your tension's consistent, sweetie, then there is no reason why you can't knit socks. I can send you instructions on how to knit plain socks. Okay, all this is 2x2 rib. So knit 2, purl 2, knit 2, purl 2 for as long as you like. I like a long cuff on my socks. Okay, so I tend to do a good 25 to 30 rounds on the cuff. Other people do about 10. You know, I don't know. Elle, what do you do, sweet, on your cuffs? But yeah, I do about 30 because I love a wide cuff because it just holds better, especially when you're wearing big clumpy boots like I tend to wear. The rest is just stockinette stitch. 12 rounds of 1x1 rib. There you go. I just knit this just knit every round. I know Elle does a 3x1 rib for the main body of her sock. I like a 2x2 rib up here because it makes it nice and stretchy. I've tried a 1x1. I just don't like how it looks. Hey Dork, how you doing? Yeah, Dork does 20 rounds for a cuff. Do you do a 1x1 or a 2x2 or whatever? Yeah, for just a regular plain sock, it's just knit every round, sweets. Dependent on what size needles you use and how tight you like the fabric, depends on how many stitches you do. I knit on a 2.25mm needle and I do a 72 stitch sock. So the main body of my sock, you do a 1x1 oh, you do a twisted, do you? Nice. The main body of my sock is 72 stitches all the way around, but I have quite large ankles and feet, and I've got wide feet and big long feet and all that lot. But I prefer a 2.25 needle. Other people prefer a 2.5 or a 2.75 needle. You know, it comes down to personal preference, and once you've made a few pairs, you change patterns to adjust for you. Most patterns I found are written for a 64 stitch sock, so it'll be 64 stitches all the way around instead of 72. Yeah, but I personally prefer a 72 stitch sock. But if you want, I can send you the bare bones on how to make a sock. I did write a pattern up ages ago and stuck it on Ravelry for people on how to use it. They are really, really easy. Once you realise what you're doing, it is well simple. The hardest thing I find for a lot of sock knitters is, if you're working top down, is the casting on. But you can work from the toes upwards if you want to. You're 72 on a 2.5. You have to go up to 80 on a 2.25 because you knit tight. Yeah, I've done an 80 sock before for a friend of mine. I think, was it 80? Might have been a few more. For somebody who suffered, she's very swollen feet and ankles, and I made I'm sure it was about 80 stitches rather, on a 2.25. I don't knit as tight as I used to, which is quite good because my fingers would hurt. You're afraid from the heels. Heels are well easy, okay, because you can do the heels in a couple of different ways. You can do a heel flap. This is where the terminology gets a bit dirty, guys. You can do a heel flap and a gusset. Yeah. And what you do for that is you take half your stitches, okay? So on my socks, it's 36 stitches. And you work... I love a good flap and gusset, don't you? I do. Actually, it's my preference to knit a heel flap with a gusset, but I'll get there in a sec. You knit across half your stitches, okay? And what I do is I do the same amount of rows that I'm working on stitches. So I do a 36 rows for my heel flap. Okay, and you literally just work backwards and forwards. You stop working in the round and you work backwards and forwards on just these stitches. Yeah, until you get to the end. Then you do some short rows to give you like a little sort of roundy bit, and then you pick up all down the side of that, join it all together, and all of a sudden you've got a corner on your sock. It's brilliant. It's really, really clever. Really, really clever. But I can talk you through all of that if you want. If you are confident about casting on in the round, then I'll send you the top down pattern. If you're not, I'm pretty sure I've got a toe up version as well. I'll have to have a hunt for it. But yeah, grab me in PMs. If I don't do it tonight, I'll probably forget because I'm quite tired. So if I don't get it sorted, chuck me a PM and say, oi, sock pattern, and then we'll go like that. But there's a short row heel you can do, which is where you work backwards and forwards and you decrease the amount that you do, and then you go, and then all of a sudden you've got a corner. It's which is to me, that's not as intuitive, I suppose, and doesn't fit as well. There are other different types of heels you can use. You can do what's an afterthought heel, where you basically, which is good if you want to do like different colours. So if you want your socks to be one colour and your toes, cuffs and your heels to be another colour, an afterthought heel is a good idea. And that's basically where you knit a tube and then you chuck your heel in afterwards. You know, that's always good. Schlep, 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 schlep. Dog's having a drink. There's the sweet, as you call it, tomato heel. You'd have to look that one up. I have only tried it once and personally didn't like the way it felt, but I quite possibly did it wrong because I didn't really pay attention. Have you tried one, Elle or Dork? Sweet tomato heel? Bycat Bordy? Whatever it is. Not that one, no. I prefer a heel flap. You did fish lips kiss. What the fuck is fish lips kiss? Tried it once, didn't like the fit. Do you know what? I'm really, really glad you said that because I thought I'd done something wrong when I did it. I sat there and I followed the video and I went all the way through it and I got to the end and I was like, why does this feel funny on my foot? And I was so pissed off because, of course, you've got to knit a little bit more, haven't you, past the heel to make sure it's going down your foot. And I put it on and I was like, I don't like this. I really don't like this. So I ended up ripping it out and having to start, you know, from the top of the heel again. I ended up just putting a heel flap in. But I put a heel flap in because I find that fits the best. Yeah, I don't like any short row heel, I'll be honest. I've even found myself converting sock patterns that I've got that say do a short row heel, going, nope. All my patterns now get converted to 72 stitches with a short row heel, with a heel flap heel. You have a curvy foot, heel flap fits me so good. Yeah, I used to, but my left foot especially, I'm pretty sure is collapsing, which is why I've had so much trouble with the plantar fasciitis this year. I caught sight of my foot in the mirror and I was like, wow, there's no arch there now, which is why I'm actually more comfortable wearing shoes. I've got shoes on like that right now, my Merrells, because they've got arch support in and I find my feet don't hurt. So but I just like the way a heel flap and gusset sits. Or strong heel. I've not done a strong heel. Yeah, I mean, I've done a heel flap on a toe up sock and it worked, but it wasn't as, it's funny, isn't it? It wasn't as intuitive as going top down. Although I suppose it's just the same thing. So what did you do? Did you do a stocking stitch flap and then just do a like you say, a mock heel on the back of the leg after you'd done all of that? Or, sorry, my eye's watering. I'm not winking at everybody. My eye is watering. What are you groaning about? You all right? She doesn't even fucking acknowledge my presence sometimes. Yeah, which is hang on, let's has anyone got a needle gauge on them? Know what the American size of 2.25 is? Conversion, there we go. 2.25 is a US number 1. So like mega thin. According to that. Yeah. Although on Deramore's it says a US 0. God. Well, it seems to alternate between a 0 or a 1. Most of them say 1. So yeah, you want a size 1 needle. Strong heel, you increase for the gusset, then just do a normal heel turn to get back down to. Yeah, please do. And instructions on how to. I don't mind giving something else a try. So, you know, how's everyone else this week been? I know a few people are lurking. April's lurking. I don't know whether Mary's here. Wow, anywhere. PM me on have you got me on Facebook? Or Instagram or whatever. Ooh. That'd be you. Let's have a look. Oh, I hate that when I get tired and my eyes. Sinuses are kicking your ass. Is that what's been wrong? Oh, someone's. Oh gosh, what does that mean? Lindissimos. I'm assuming that's a good word. With lots of hearts. Is that good? Lindissimos? Does anybody know? Lindi with a slanty doohickey. SSIMOS. Oh, okay. Is that, do you work that on a toe up or top down? These are yours. This is your design, isn't it? Is this one you've got on oh fuck's sake, Discord. That's the word I'm looking for. Pretty. Pretty. Yeah, I like how that looks there. Oh, excuse me. Nice. Oh, my back aches. Alright, sweets, no worries. Feel better. Did you go out or were you just smoking? Matt? Matthew? Did you go out or were you just smoking? Oh, right, okay. Where did that go? Let's have a look. Ooh, those are pretty. Hang on. Oh, I like that. Oh, those are nice. Oh, I might have to go with those. Opening Safari. Oh, for heaven's sake. You should do that automagically. You're messing me around. I don't like how cartoony this all looks at the top now. Those are pretty, aren't they? Let's have a good look. Oh, I see how that's done. Those are not. They look really nice with a really variegated yarn. Sure, I've made something similar. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go at that. So you can have it stocking, reverse stocking. Oh, okay. Small, medium, women's. Oh, I'll have to download that then. Oh, excuse me. Okay. Cool. Yeah, right. You've made those socks before too. Oh, well, there you go then. I'm obviously missing out. And that uses that strong heel. Okay. Oh, I found some yarn today that I dyed years and years ago, and it is a perfect Halloween colour. Do you want to see it? It's in my bag of wound yarn. Ugh. Look at that. I was just like, oh my god, that's Halloween colours. It is green and orange. I'll show you in a sec. Right, for example, you wind a centre pull ball, right? Because that one's looking a bit messy, but you wind a centre pull ball like this using a ball winder. You take one strand from the middle of your centre pull ball and one strand from the outside. Yeah, I dyed this yarn as well. I dyed this and I dyed this and I dyed that one, but not that one. I dyed that one, the pink one. Years ago, a long time ago. Yeah, so what you do is you get your centre pull ball and you take your yarn from the middle and you cast on a sock. Yeah. Then you take yarn from the outside and you cast on another sock. So as you're working, one sock is coming from the middle of the ball and the other sock is coming from the outside of the ball. Alright. The way it works, these aren't joined together. This is called two at a time. Hang on, I'll show you. So this yarn that I'm working on currently is coming from the outside of the ball. Can you see? This is coming from the outside and ravels around like that as I work. What you probably haven't noticed is me dropping the yarn and picking up the other yarn when I get to the end of a sock. Yeah, I love this method. Right, well, you've done mittens, Rita, right? So socks are exactly the same thing. Exactly the same thing. You're just working a tube, basically. And then when you get to the heel, I can send you detailed instructions on that. Right, so that's the end of, say, the front, if you like, of that sock. Okay, I've still got the yarn wrapped around my finger, so I'm now going to drop that yarn. That's the yarn that goes to the outside of the ball. Or the inside, no, that's the inside, but sorry. And then I'm going to pick up the other yarn for the other sock. Okay. And then I'm going to knit across this bit. That was something else I meant to tell you last week, Elle. We were talking about ladders on how you get them with Magic Loop. I twist my needles there. And I didn't know, I couldn't remember whether I'd said that, and I'm pretty sure I didn't. When you get to the end, instead of keeping them like that, if you twist your needle so that it overlaps, it helps keep these stitches on the end tight. Yeah. Just focus that for you. Yeah, and I do it the other side as well, which is why I end up looping my thumb through it, because it's helping keep that twisted over like that. And it stops that ladder happening. So yeah, so what I'm doing now, I just keep them together because then it helps keep the end bit loose, if you like. Right, so this sock now is completely independent, Becca, right? So the yarn for it, you can see going down there and it's going into the centre of this ball. The yarn I'm working with now, which is black down here, I know it's out of focus, is going on the outside of the ball. So it's now completely separate, can you see? I'm not working on that at all. I'm working on this sock over here. So I will get to the end of this and I will continue to hold this yarn because I'm going to work the other side, if you like, of this sock. Yeah, I mean, when you work on a circular needle like this, it's called magic loop. It's so easy, but I dyed this yarn as well, yeah, long time ago. Elle, for example, works on double pointed needles, or DPNs for short. I have done and can knit socks on DPNs. I personally don't like it. And also this way I can knit 2 socks at the same time. I use this method for socks, gloves, sleeves, anything that I've got to knit 2 of. If they're exactly the same, I will knit 2 at a time, because that way I know for a fact that they're going to be exactly the same length when I get to the end. Yeah. Right, so now I'm coming to the end of this side. Yeah. So go. Right, so I've now come to the end of that, so I can drop that needle that is at the back. And all that is the cable from my needle is coming through this sock and was curved around like that so that I could work with it. Okay, so to go back the other way, what I do is I loop my yarn over like that and then turn the whole kit and caboodle, and the yarn for the second sock goes the other way, and that way then they don't get tangled. Okay, so now I've got stitches on the needle and stitches on the cable. So getting hold of the cable at the other end, which is here, you just pull it through until, and then pull the cable out the back, and then just maneuver it all so that what you end up with is that the side facing you, which we call the right side in knitting, is on metal bit of needle, and it loops around, and the wrong side at the back here, it's not technically it, but the wrong side is the inside usually, but I call it the wrong side or the back side, is sitting on cable. Yeah, and then I can pull this side round and loop it and then work with the needle tip here. Okay, so I'll pick up my yarn again, my cable's twisted here so that it doesn't pull and cause a ladder in the knitting, and then what I will do, I hold it that way, and then I can hold this cable in place here. Pull that stitch tight, pull that stitch tight because it's pulling it tight on the cable there. And then just keep going as normal. So I'm going to have to put my hands down there because it's aching. Okay. But I think I'm definitely going to have to do those orange and green socks for my next pair. I remember years ago, God, I couldn't even tell you what year it was now. Did you do the alphabet sock challenge, Elle? Many years ago. That was the year I went to Italy in the camper van. There's this website that, was it you that organised it? God! My mum and I argued about how much yarn I was going to take to Italy with me. Because I was like, I need to take Yarn to Italy. She was like, why? And she was like, you'll only get through 1, maybe 2 pairs of socks. I was like, no, because we were away for like 3 weeks and I need to finish the socks that I'm doing, and then the ones that I've just started, and then the ones that will start while I'm in Italy. Years and years and years and years and years ago, Elle, I didn't know you organised it, came up with the alphabet sock challenge. And the idea was that you found, like on the 1st of January, you got a sock pattern that started with the letter A. Yeah, so we all used to use a website called Ravelry. I don't particularly use it anymore, but yeah. And you found a sock that had a pattern name that began with A, basically, and that was it. And you cast on and you started knitting. 2 weeks later, you then found a sock pattern that began with B. And the idea was you were supposed to start knitting 2 weeks later. So hoping like hell that you had finished your A socks, which was great if you were a fast knitter, because it kept us, you know, I loved it. I didn't knit fuck all else. All year long, all I knit was socks. I took those socks on holiday with me. I sat at the dinner table knitting socks. Yeah, everywhere I went, I was knitting socks. And yeah, every 2 weeks, the next letter came out. And the idea was, of course, was that at the end of the year, you had 26 pairs of socks. It was great. I mean, at the time, I knit a lot. I used to knit literally all the time. I always had socks in my bag. I, you know, carried them everywhere. We did we went on holiday to Italy, and we had a camper van at the time, and I drove. So we went through the Channel Tunnel, and I drove all through France, Germany, about, you know, all that way. We both knit so much, but yeah, I knit all the time, 14 hours a day, quite happily spent just sitting and knitting. And yeah, every time we stopped to do something, I would get my needles out. I cast on, I think it was my H socks in Naples. That was good. Yeah, that was lovely. So it was really, really nice, because I pull those socks out and I go, I remember those because I was knitting on those when we were in Italy. So it's like they've got double the memory for me, which is really, really cool. And yeah, I ended up knitting that year, I think it was 32 pairs of socks. Yeah, 32 pairs. I couldn't tell you what they all were. But yeah, I know when I picked them up, that was the year of socks. So yeah, it was brilliant. We need to do that again, but I would fall so far behind, you know, because I used to be able to knit a pair of socks in a week. I would have had these finished if it had been back then. Yeah, I knit 32 pairs of socks, and I got to sort of Christmas and I thought, that's it, I'm done, I've done it, I've done the 26 pairs and then some, and I ended up cast on a brand new pair Christmas Day. But my poor spinning wheel didn't get touched that entire year. It sat in my craft room and didn't get touched because I was knitting socks constantly. You did the 52 pair plant. See, I thought about doing that, but I was so over socks at the end of that year. I was like, dude, I've got 36 pairs of socks. Where the fuck am I going to put 52 pairs of socks? And I didn't know anybody who would appreciate a pair of socks made for them, you know. I mean, over the years, I've probably made 3 out of 4 of my children a pair of socks, but I don't know what they did with them. I've made gloves for my children as well that they've been worn, but I always thought I don't want to ever give knitters socks because I don't like receiving knitted gifts, because I'm like, if I want that, I'll knit it myself. Do you know what I mean? It's horrible, isn't it? I'm awful. I've only ever knit, I think, 1 pair for another knitter, and that was for Claire, because she asked, you'll take socks, because she asked me to knit her a pair of socks. And then I knit them for her. Where were we when we tried them on? Where was it? It was a show in a field, and all the worms came up because it had been raining so much. Where was that? Can you remember? Was that Fibre East one year? No, it wasn't Wonderwall. it was the tents were all in a field, and it had rained so much that all the worms were coming up, and people were freaking out because we were literally walking on worms. It was disgusting. It might have been Fibre East or somewhere like that. I've not been back since, I know that much. I can't remember. Claire might remember, but I can't. And you've only ever had one pair of socks knitted for you and you adored them. Oh, yeah. And I remember getting her to sit down somewhere so that I could try these bloody socks on her, and I was so grateful that they fit, because Claire's got quite swollen feet, and I was like, oh, thank God for that, they fit. But yeah, it was horrible. It had been raining so much, and because it was all set up in a field, all the worms had risen up, and it was like, ah. So have you never done Woolfest then? Woolfest is like loads better than Wonderwall. It's bigger. And they have sausage and mash on Friday nights. And a spinning on Saturday nights. It's good. Well, it used to be. I don't think it's as good now. I haven't done Woolfest for years. Not since I got rid of the camper, I don't think. Done Wonderwall a couple of times since getting rid of the camper. But not Woolfest. Very few places to stay up there, that's the trouble. Because you don't know. But loads of people go that you know. You should go. I like going to Woolfest because Freyalin's, not Freyalin, Daniela's there. And I love Daniela's fibres. Ouch, 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 ouch. She doesn't do Wonderwool anymore. She hasn't done for a while. But I can't justify the cost of getting up to Wonderwool. I know one year I went to Wonderwall, and I actually got a lift with somebody, and it was a complete stranger. What happened was I put a post up saying, oh, I can't get off the island, and somebody said, well, if you can get over to Southampton, I'll pick you up. And I was like, what, really? And she said, yeah, that's fine. And I'd never met this woman before, and I was like, yeah, all right then. And yeah, me and two complete strangers bundled in a car, and they took me to Wonderwall. So it's fun. Would I sell my socks? Without being rude, no, because you work out the amount of time that goes into them. Knitters don't tend to sell knitted items very much because we can't get what they're worth. as big-headed as that sounds, rather. I don't know. I might do, because it's nice to get back into them, provided she doesn't require them anytime soon. I hate knitting to a deadline, and I would need her foot size. Oh, I've got cramp in my foot. I used to go to bingo with a girlfriend of mine. She got me into bingo years ago. And you do the usual sort of bit where, you know, he calls out and you dobber onto your card and all that lot. And then there's this bit where it sort of goes, you put your bingo cards aside and the electronic machines come out, and these are where you play national and international and that. And I never did those because they were too fucking expensive in my book. So whenever that happened, I'd get something to eat and then sit and knit. And everybody in the bingo hall knew that I knitted. It was so funny. And every week I'd turn up and the guy would go, oh, what you knitting this week? What you got on the needles this week? Bring your socks in so we can have a look and all that lot, you know. I was the woman who knits. I was knitting a baby garment for somebody years and years ago, and was trying to get like a what we call a knit and natter, which is basically just a social group for knitters, off the ground here on the island. And we met up in a pub, so to make myself feel slightly more confident, I put some makeup on and all that lot, you know, like you do. I didn't have dreads then, actually. Yeah, we all met up in a pub, and I pulled out my knitting, and it was something, you know, pastel pink, because I was knitting for a friend's baby. And this bloke was totally gobsmacked, because I was, you know, 20 odd years ago, quite gothed up. You know, I wore big, chunky New Rock boots, and, you know, well, I don't wear tops much different now, but, you know, the boobage was all on display, and I got tattoos and piercings. I don't look like somebody who knits pale pink pastel baby clothes, you know. And this bloke was totally gobsmacked, and he was like, "You're not knitting that." And I was like, yeah, I am. That's why I got it out of my bag, you know. And he was convinced like that we were lying until I actually sat there and started knitting in front of him. And he was just so, well, you know, I wouldn't be fucking carrying it if it wasn't mine. It's the old people in the doctor's surgery that's the best, though. Once they see you knitting socks. Oh, look, Joan, look. She's knitting socks just like Mother used to. Welcome back. Oops. Have you finished your first pair yet, Al? So I think back, you know, to when I really got back into the knitting. I think all the things I knit, I don't know where half of them are. All those shawls, you know, all the shawls that I knit, all the socks that I knit. I know where the socks are, and they get worn regularly. I couldn't tell you where the shawls are. And I just spend hours knitting. Hours and hours. I wouldn't want to go to bed at night because I would just one more row. Just one more row. You gave your very first socks to your nan. Oh, my very first socks. I knit. What were they called? They were Twisted something or other. And the pattern was very similar to that one that Dork sent me the link for just now. But instead of just going straight up, they went round like that. And they were done on a red and blue yarn. I'm pretty sure Christina dyed. Christina Jackson dyed it. Oh God, what were they called? They're in my Ravelry somewhere or other. And exactly, yeah, I'd rather teach somebody to knit them and then sell them. And I must have knit 5 individual socks to get one pair because it was my first pair of socks, and the amount of times I screwed them up and I had to undo them. And you know, the first one I did, that was knitting on DPNs and it was too tight, and that was when I discovered that I don't fit a 64 stitch stock, you know, so I had to, you know, at first I went up a needle, I went up to 2.75, and that works quite often. That's my get around. If I can't adjust a 64 stitch sock, I will just use a 2.75 needle. But yeah, I must have knit, I think, 5 socks to end up with one pair. They were great. They were a lovely sort of mixture of bright red and blue. I need to get a sunflower swift as well, like, or a tabletop swift or whatever, because the one I've got is massive. It's a 3-yard winder, and you can't make it smaller because it just looks like a big ship's wheel. And of course I pulled out all these fucking skeins and they've all been wound on a standard skein winder, and I was like, oh my god, what the hell. And Callie held I think a couple of skeins for me, and then she was like, right, I've had enough of that, I'm going home. And I spent hours walking around the house I ended up wrapping around a drawer in the kitchen and standing in the kitchen winding them into a ball and then bringing them in here so that I could wind them on the ball winder. But yeah, I think I'm going to need to get a decent swift because that one's just not practical for anything. Even when I use it to wind off spinning, it then makes a skein too long for me to twist comfortably because it's just so massive. Blueberry waffle socks, and you'll now moor them until she will holes in them and shells. Oh, bless her heart. I know I got my mum into knitting socks, which I was quite surprised at. I'd like to make her some because her feet get cold in the winter. But she can't knit anymore. It's funny because, you know, when people see me knitting, they go on, oh, I didn't know people did that anymore and all that lot. And I'm always like, yeah, well, you go on this website, there's like 3 billion people on there that all claim to be knitters. I'm just like, I didn't realise that many people did either. Yeah, I don't remember my grandmother ever knitting. So I don't know whether she taught my mum or not. I'll have to ask my mum. More of us than you think. Yes, we're everywhere. I know somebody here on the island did some yarn bombing during the summer, which was quite cool. So there's obviously quite a few people here. And there's actually a yarn shop down the road. It only sells like acrylic yarn, but and they have a knit and natter. And I sort of stuck my nose in one evening on my way past and got the feeling it was very clicky, so I didn't go back. Can you crochet as well, Al? You can. Do you crochet? Do you very often? You just don't like to? No. I like how quick stuff tends to grow on crochet. Same as like when you knit with chunky yarn. But I never really knit much. Crocheted much. Taught myself out of a book. I find it chunkier than knitting. Doesn't make a smoother fabric. Your tension isn't great. Yeah, I think mine's loose. Hello, exotic kitty. How are you? I like the little cat emoji. That's cute. Are you doing a first sock, are you? Welcome to the dark side. I personally am from the Isle of Wight in the UK, bottom of the map. Excuse me a sec, my eyes are streaming, you guys. I am so tired. Just a warning, exotic kitty, if swearing offends you, you might want to leave, because I swear like a fucking trooper. I do. Socks are life. Well, they're certainly warmer feet. Nice. You were trying to find more knits online but couldn't find it on the category. Yeah, under Makers and Craft, yeah. You're from Canada. Cool. Well, we have a mix in here. We're some English, some American. I think. I don't know. Is anybody from Canada? Is it late there? It is 9:20 p.m. So not too bad. 1:20 p.m. for you. Cool. Cool. Is it cold there at the moment? It's getting colder here. I did actually, like, this morning when getting dressed, look at the knitted sock box and think, is it time? And I think it might be time to switch into the warmer socks. You've got your socks on. Yes, but you feel the cold more than I do. I don't tend to. It's like I went over the shop in a t-shirt earlier on and she was like, are you cold? No. Yeah, that's it. I thought you always did. I thought it was you that always had cold feet. Hello, Sue. You were watching a film on Eddie the Eagle. Is it good? We're talking socks. There's like 2 weeks of the year you wear. See, I've not ever worn bamboo socks. I think I might have knit a pair once, but I think they felt really slippery. Are they not slippery? My word, get me on. Shop bought ones, they are thin. Oh right, okay. Yeah, no, I must admit I am getting to the time to put me warmer socks on. Like, I keep thinking I'd like to make some socks for Daryl, but like I said to you on Instagram, I'm pretty sure there's like a massive growth spurt coming. And I don't want to make socks I suppose I could make them slightly bigger, but it's always the whole, if I make him socks, he's going to grow out of them in about 5 seconds flat. Oh dear. Well, in here we've got people from Tennessee. Elle and Sue are both in England. I can't remember where everybody else is from. How long have I knit for? I've been able to knit most of my life. Thank you. My mother taught me when I was 7, and just the basics. Then I picked it up again when I was a teenager. Knit for a few years, and after about 4 or 5 years I had 4 children, so I didn't really get much time. So didn't knit for quite a while, and then I picked it up again about 15 odd years ago, I think. It helped that my children were older. Liverpool. That's it. Becca's from up north. Well, up north from me. So. That's so far away, Becca, because I'd love to come and visit you and Pops, but it's just like, Liverpool is so far away. Then again, everywhere's so fucking far away from where I live. Wouldn't be if it was that pissing ferry with its extortionate prices. When you guys get married, you'll have to come to the Isle of Wight for a holiday and sit on the beach all week long. That'd be great. Plenty of doggy-friendly places to stay as well. Although not all the beaches are dog-friendly. And it might be a bit hot for them, actually. Yeah, right, when Boris permits. If he ever does. Well, maybe next year, because I have said, like, I'm hoping to get a new to me car next year. Not a brand new, but, you know, something a bit better than what I've got. And I wouldn't mind taking a few road trips next year. Stopping off and visiting people on the way. And if I time it right, I might be able to do Woolfest on the way. Do it in June and go to Woolfest. That'd be good. I'm glad you enjoyed it. It was so good to meet up with you for breakfast. That was good.
Oh shit.
Excuse that noise. That's my son in the other room. I don't know what he's watching. I think he's watching The Boys on Amazon. He's in there going, oh shit, oh fuck. I don't know how well you can hear him. Maybe that's what I need to do. Maybe what I need to do is like buy a big house and have like a knitting retreat so that people can come and stay on the Isle of Wight and sit in the evenings and knit and spend the days like exploring. And then they can come back and we'll have dinner and knit. There you go, sounds ideal, doesn't it? Your friend's brother lives on the island. Oh, well, there you go then. Very poorly not long ago. Fell from a wall, taken by air ambulance to Walton. Jeez, all the way to Liverpool in the air ambulance. Shit, that's quite a way. Is he all right? Whereabouts does he live? Oh, I hope he's okay. Oh, well. Shit, yawning started. We're all screwed now. Sorry, I know you're trying desperately to stay awake. You don't have to. You go to bed if you're tired. Don't stay here on my account. I need to get more people to come and visit me because I've got a spare room. Well, I don't at the moment because my son's staying with me. But like when he clears off, and it's no longer full of baby items because, you know, my daughter and I have already started shopping for this baby. It's going to be so spoiled. For those that don't know, I'm going to be grandma by the end of April. My daughter's getting married. Oh my God, week Tuesday. Oh, week Tuesday. Panic stations a little bit. Yeah, my daughter's getting married a week Tuesday, and she will be 12 weeks pregnant by then. And yeah, we've already started buying stuff. I've already bought a next to me crib and a couple of vests and stuff. And I've still got all my wraps because I used to baby wear Daryl, and I've still got all my wraps, and she's well excited to try them. And like I've got terry Italian nappies for Daryl's because I always thought I would have another one. So like she's really excited to try them. Just to stop any confusion, I've got 4 adult children. Right, like for example, my eldest has just turned 29. He's 29. The one in the other room is 27. My daughter is 25, and her younger brother is 24. And then I've got Daryl, who is almost 6. I haven't started knitting for the baby yet, no, because the idea was I needed to finish the wedding shawl for her, which is done. It just needs to be blocked. And then I wanted to do Soctober, and then I'm probably going to start knitting. I won't knit newborn stuff because, like I said, he or she is due in April, so it's sort of as the weather gets a little bit warmer. So what I might do is just make like a really nice lightweight blanket, maybe sock weight. You know, make a sock yarn. Oh yeah, I have all the ages. yeah. 29, 27, 25, 24 and 5. There's 18 years between my youngest 2 children. Yeah, I might make like a sock yarn type blanket for the baby, and because that would be great for like all seasons. But I want to get Soctober out of the way and then go from there. I might sort of make like a patchworky type quilt because there's always yarn left over, isn't there? You know, so I don't know. I think there's something. You're 27. Cool. Yes, I have 4 boys and 1 girl. And then I have what I call my bonus kid, which is my second son's best friend. And he calls me mum. And he comes to me when he's got a problem. You know, he spent most of his teenagerhood in my house. He's a good, well, I say he's a good boy. He's a good boy when he's with me because he knows not to give me any shit. So, yeah. He's 6'8", well over 200 pounds. Well over 200 pounds. Big lad, you know. but he don't give me any hassle whatsoever. He comes to my house and I'm behaving. He's like, yes, mum. And he's like, yes, mum. And he looks at the floor like this. And if he comes and I know that like he's had any trouble or anything, it doesn't count. No, mum, no, mum. And he looks at the floor, and if I shout, he goes, oh my God, and he cringes. He's so funny. But him and Matt, my second son, they've been friends since they were about 13, best as friends. So you're the same age as my daughter. Cool. Well, if you guys ever want to come visit, I've got a room upstairs with a king-size bed in it for you and Pops. Beach is a 10-minute walk away. Good Chinese takeaway down the road. Yeah, a 28 and a 25. Cool. Yeah, he's tall. He grew really quickly when he sort of hit puberty, and it was a bit of a strain for him really. He had trouble adapting to it at first. Broke quite a few things without meaning to, you know. But no, he's alright. He's a good lad. Your brothers used to call you mum. You're older by 12 years and used to follow you like ducks. Oh, bless. It's like we were trying to explain. Who was it? Was it Mikey? Was it you? And we were trying to explain to Daryl that he's going to become an uncle. And he just looked absolutely horrified by the idea. It was so funny. Poppy ate at the food park. Awesome! Fish and chips down the road. Chinese down the road. Kebab shop, but I wouldn't go to that one because it's disgusting. The best one's in Sandown. Yeah, you can bring the dogs as long as they behave themselves. There's even an Indian down the road, actually. I don't eat Indian very often, though. The Chinese is lovely. Okay, my love. I hope you feel better tomorrow. Are you off tomorrow? I hope so. It's bloody Sunday tomorrow. Off work but streaming. Oh yeah, but that's like, that's a not at my o'clock, is it? That's I don't do that time of the morning. Well done for getting your 10 out of 10, my love. If I'm awake, I will blunder on in. If I'm awake. But, you know, that time in the morning is just absolutely unholy. And I know I don't do holy, but, you know, that's just positively rude, really. Sleep well, sweetie. And I might talk to you in the morning. Night, darling. Oh, dear. Oh, sorry. Give you all dizzies. I need to find a more comfortable way to sit because I'm leaning on the, oh, sorry about that, on the edge of my table, and I've got a ridge going across my arm now. That's not very comfortable. I'm used to sitting in an armchair when I knit, not at a table. It's a very odd feeling. So has anybody got any good goss then? Come on. Let's have some gossipy gossip. I don't know any gossip. Nobody ever tells. Do my kids know how to knit? No. No. I tried to teach my daughter a few times. The boys never showed any interest. I tried to teach my daughter a few times, but she couldn't get a hand around it. I don't know what it was, and she's not got the type of persevere at it type mentality, so she gave up pretty quick, which was a real shame. And she's tried a few times and then she's just like, no, it's pissing me off, so she quit. I taught my younger of the older 4 sons how to once, because he was like, how does that work? And he picked up a knit and pattern once and said, this is all, she's left-handed, yeah. He said, this is all gobbledygook looking at a pattern. And I said, it's not. I said, it's like code. And he was like, no, it's all crap. I don't understand how you can read this. So I was like, okay then. And I got him to read out a line of pattern sort of thing. And knit it from what he was telling me. He was totally gobsmacked. But, I also showed him how to do it. I spin as well. I've got a spinning wheel. I think a couple of them have had a go at it, but again, they're not really interested. They're children of the 90s. They're all games consoles and all that. Oh, awesome. You're undoing your heel turn right now. That's clever. Which hand do you hold your yarn in? Your working yarn. Do you knit backwards as well? I say backwards. I don't mean that offensively, but do you knit the opposite way to what I'm going? Because I've heard of that, but I've never actually tried it. It was something I meant to have a go at once. Right, okay. Yeah. Have you not been able to find a YouTube video of somebody that does that? Because I've heard of people that knit the other way because they're left-handed. Yeah. I'm trying to find somebody to look at my fucking sewing machine. The Kindle cover that I made a couple of months ago, I think I knocked the timing off when I made it because the cover is so chunky, and I broke a couple of needles making it, and I think I've knocked the timing off in the sewing machine because it's not working now. And I went to the sewing machine shop, it's a Singer shop, today, and asked them in there, and they were like, it's gonna be like 55 quid just to even look at it. I was like, you're kidding. I said, but I think it's just the timing. And she said, yeah, it sounds like it. And she said it probably won't need more than 15 quid's worth of parts. And I was like, I should bloody well hope not. 55 quid just to fucking look at it. Do you know what I mean? I've got 2 sewing machines, neither one of them work. So I'm looking for somebody who might know how to fix it without charging me 55 quid to do so. Did I watch any of the UK Planet Addict stuff? No. I've got no idea what's going on. Is this all this business about scones? What the fuck is that all about? Because ideally I'd like to get both my sewing machines fixed and then have one for actual sewing and the other one for like my junk journaling and all that lot. And I will never, ever, 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 ever try to shove that much padding through a sewing machine ever again. Because it didn't like it. It's a damn nice cover for my Kindle, but, you know. And I want to make one for my iPad, but I will do that by hand, I think, in future. They did a virtual big meet. Oh, okay. Is that what it is all about? I've been wondering why everybody's been rabbiting on about scones today. What time did they do that then? I totally missed that one. Bugger, sorry I keep hitting the overhead camera. I love scones. Oh, okay. No, I've been out most of the day, so that'll be why I missed that then. Oops. What we're doing, nearly 2 hours. Not going to go much longer, you guys, because I'm getting a bit tired. So are you just doing a plain sock then, Kiddie, or are you doing something with a bit of a pattern? I may have to try that pattern that Dork showed us on my next pair. That would look cool. Just basic, cool. You're going to go up in a bit and finish the last of this blanket. Hello, hello, hello. How you doing, Amy? How big is this blanket going to be? Or are you just like doing it until you've had enough? You've still never knit, so I can't believe you've never made socks, Sue. Knitter of hats. I need to knit myself a new dread hat this year, because I have a damn sight more dreads than I had last year. You are blah today. That's to be expected, sweetie. Been a bit of a tough week for you. Do I use Instagram? Yes, I do. You'll find that it is quite varied as to what's on there, because I bullet journal and junk journal as well. And there's lots of pictures of me and my kid on there, but it's the same name, Pretty Tapper, on Instagram. Mainly hats. I know, you knit so many hats. Just big enough to cover a baby up in a cock pram. So is it for somebody special, Becca? Is there news here that, you know, you might be hinting to? I got you there. Thanks for the follow. That was very vague. And I'm blunt enough to ask, you know, come on, is there news here? Just, you know, between you, me, and anybody else who's watching. If you can hear snoring, by the way, that's my dog. She's just like over there, snoring her head off. Okie dokie. Late brunch. Yum yum. You want a die cutter to make cute cards and stuff for your junk journal. Okay. Are you asking my advice? Because if you are, and you don't mind manual, then I would get a Big Shot. It's the best one in my book. You can use it for embossing as well. And I'm pretty sure you can get those quite cheaply there where you are. Oh, pardon me. Yeah, look for a Big Shot. Okay, that's the best one in my view. Oh, eyes are weeping. Oh, they're nice. Well, love the colours. It's very autumny, sort of Halloweeny style feel to it. I'd love a cricket or a silhouette. I'd love a silhouette because I fucking hate fussy cutting. So, you know, I would love a silhouette or a cricket. Oops. To cut out all my crap. But yeah, if you're gonna get dyes and all that lot, then I would probably go for a Big Shot. I mean, here in England they cost about £50, so I should imagine they'll be around about $55 in the US. But you can get them, I think you can get them at Michael's from what I've been told, or Hobby Lobby. Is it Hobby Lobby? I can never remember whether you're Hobby Lobby or we're Hobby Lobby. You're Hobby Lobby, we're Hobby Craft. If I ever make it back to the States, I'm like going to Michael's for a week. Just to look. You want some dyes? Dyes you can get pretty much anywhere and everywhere. Michael's do quite a range of dyes from what I've heard. Also AliExpress has got loads. We will move into Michael's. Yeah, bloody right. They're not. Really? $150 for a big shop. Jesus. That's expensive. Yeah, I want to go to Michael's and buy all the stationery. Because I love my stationery. Yeah, yeah. I want to go to all those shops. We don't have anything like that here. We have a shop that we call Hobby Craft, which is probably the closest thing to on those sort of stores, but it's crap in comparison. You got a Cricut, have you? I'd love one. I want a Silhouette more because that just seems to do more, and people say the software is more intuitive than the Cricut is. But then I also watch Scrappy Wife blog, and she shows you quite a lot how to work with the Cricut. I would love a Cricut, I must admit. Yeah, 50. Yeah, I think that's about what I paid for it, Doc. You wait for your auntie to get tired of her die cut and sell it through a shoot. I just want it for stuff like, you know, when I download fucking stuff that needs fussy cutting, because I hate fussy cutting. Doesn't matter what it is, dyes, you know, like all these. I've got in my drawer 60 pages of vintage linen printables that I need to cut out. I spent an entire evening doing it the other day, and I did about 4 pages. It was just like, fuck's sake. I would love a machine to do it all for me. But I have heard that the Cricut is more like temperamental than a Silhouette. I'd love to get a Silhouette. But they're like 300 quid, and I can't justify that much on a machine just to cut things out for me. Right, I think we'll go till 10. Another 5 minutes or so. Oh, my eye is so like, my eye doesn't want to behave, my left one. So I keep shutting it because it's weeping and just because I'm tired. I haven't done today my boo journal yet either. You still have your first scissors, cool. Oh, cool. Yeah, all right, Becca. I might take you up on that. Do you find it easy to use the Cricut? Yeah. That's what I've heard, that they are quite temperamental. Yeah, that's what I mean. The software, I've heard a lot of people say it's not brilliant. But then I watch some people on YouTube and they're like, yeah, you just do this, this and this. And I'm like, okay, but I bet it wouldn't do that for me. And then you watch other people who do it on a silhouette and it just, sometimes it just looks like it's much easier to use a silhouette. Oh, sorry, itchy nose. Are you off? Nighty night, my darling. Sleep well. Oh dear. So what I would recommend, Rita, was it you that wanted socks? Oh God, my memory is so shit. Oh, excuse me. Right, what I would recommend then is to get yourself either a size 1 for you, circular needle, or a set of DPNs, whatever you knit your gloves on, yeah, because you said you knit mittens. And do some testing to see what fits best around your foot and your heel. Okay, the trick when you're doing it, you need to knit quite a few rows to make sure that it stretches correctly. Knit a tube and make sure when you try it on that it will go up over your heel and onto your leg. Okay, like I said, I would do on size 1 personally 72 stitches. but obviously dependent on whether you're, you know, larger feet, larger heels, skinny, whatever, you may need to adjust. So get a size 1 needle and try with 72 stitches. If that's far too big, pop down to 64 and try that until you find what will fit around your foot snugly, but it must obviously go over your ankle and up onto your leg. So, and also work out what kind of rib you would prefer to do. Do you prefer a 2x2 rib or a 1x1 rib or whatever? You know, that's 1 stitch knit, 1 stitch purl, or 2 stitch knit, 2 stitch purl, whatever is most comfortable for you. I personally prefer 2 stitch knit, 2 stitch purl, but it is personal preference. Get going with that, and knit it to whatever length you like, and then we'll get you going on the heel. Okay. These are getting quite close to me doing the heel. So what I might do is finish up a pair of socks I've got on the go, so that I can work on the heels next week. For anybody that wants to keep an eye and watch. Because I will be here next week. Might be a bit frazzled because we'll be only days away from the wedding, but I will be here. Right, I am going to get to the end of this bit and then I'm going to go. So thank you very, very, very much to everybody who joined in today. Those of you that watched and talked and lurked and all of that. It was brilliant. I will be back here on Twitch on Wednesday with bullet journaling and yeah, working in my journal. And then yes, I can do. I will get those to where I'm ready to start making the heels, and then I'll do the heels on stream so you can see what I'm doing. Okay. Yeah, so I'll be back on Wednesday with a bullet journal video anyway. That will be 7:30 p.m. UK time, 2:30 Eastern. Or knitting again next Saturday, 8 p.m. UK time, 3 p.m. Eastern. So yeah, thanks for joining me today. I really, really do appreciate it. It was good fun. Thank you for the Instagram follow. Kiddie, I appreciate that as well. I will follow you back in a minute. And yeah, I'll see you all next time. Have a fantastic rest of your week, whatever it is that you're doing. Okay, have a good night, guys. See you later. Bye. Bye.